Hello, everyone. This is Subbu. Today, we have an extremely technical guest, Michael St.Onge. I have known Michael St.Onge for over 6 years now. He has been an inspiration for me and a lot of people. In this session, we will learn a lot about Michael. We will also learn how to plan your career, the current trends in InfoSec, information security and compliance. You will learn a lot about what's happening today, and also how to navigate in the ever-changing technical landscape. So we will learn a lot. I'm going to ask a lot of questions to Michael St. Onge, but we will try to keep it crisp, so it's not going to be a very long session. Michael, the floor is yours.
Hey, thanks for having me. Honored to be here. So my name is Michael St.Onge. I've got 26 years of professional experience, almost all of that in cybersecurity, even before cybersecurity was really a field. I spent 8 years enlisted in the United States Marine Corps, 4 years as an M1A1 tank crewman, and then 4 years working in computers. After that, I spent a bunch of time contracting for the United States federal government, Department of Defense, intelligence community, touched just about every federal agency I feel like there is. Founded my own company in 2011 and successfully operated that for a while before joining Amazon. I spent 7.5 years at Amazon, 5 years in AWS professional services as a security consultant, and then another 2.5 years running internal security engineering teams. And then most recently, as of a few weeks ago here at the time of this recording, I've joined a cybersecurity startup in the managed remediation space called Tom Noon.
Maybe can you explain a little bit more about your typical workday? Like, what do you do on a workday? Like today, I mean.
Yeah. Super exciting. So in this managed cloud remediation space, I am, on behalf of our customers, I'm going through and researching their cloud vulnerabilities. So taking in, ingesting alerts from CNAPs, CSPMs, whatever detective tooling you have that's going to give us some good insight into what's going on within those cloud environments. I'm getting business context, understanding what workloads are running there. How do these vulnerabilities and alerts, how do they affect the workloads? How do those workloads affect the business? And I'm using all of that to create, along with some augmented machine learning and artificial intelligence, is helping me come up with a good grouping of tasks, prioritize tasks that we'll give to customers or even execute on behalf of customers to go address those cloud security vulnerabilities. And so I spend my day researching cloud vulnerabilities, prioritizing these tasks, testing remediation methods. Hey, does this thing actually work the way I think it's going to? Does this actually fix the problem? Creating automation. So once we figure out how to do it manually, obviously doing it once is interesting, but we want to do these things at scale. And so I'm creating a lot of automation, systems manager, AWS systems manager, Python, sometimes bash scripts, whatever's appropriate for the problem, to automate that at scale. And then lastly, closing that up with, well, how would we prevent this? So, great that we have this means of identifying these misconfigurations of vulnerabilities and we can remediate them, but ideally we'd like to prevent them from happening in the future at all. And so finding ways that we can prevent these entire classes of vulnerabilities from being reintroduced into the environment.
Great. I think I'm sorry I'm jumping straight into the technical topic, but I'm tempted to ask these two questions, right? I think you and I know these acronyms, but maybe not a lot of people will know this. CNAP, CSPM. Can you elaborate a little bit on why CNAP and why CSPM, and why do you think that's more useful and powerful?
Sure. And I have to admit, coming out of 7.5 years at Amazon, I had to learn these terms as well. I was unfamiliar. And so I think these are terms that the analysts like Gartner and Forrester have created. Cloud Security Posture Management is CSPM. And really, these are just broad names for any sort of tooling that's going to give you visibility into the misconfigurations and vulnerabilities that exist within your cloud environment. Different vendors cover different portions of the cloud and they all have different names, but naming a few of kind of the big players in the market, we're looking at Wiz, we're looking at Checkpoint's CloudGuard, Palo Alto Prisma, Lacework, Orca Security, or even using some of the native tooling from Microsoft or like AWS Security Hub.
I just quickly Googled cloud native application protection platform.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
I want to just step back a bit. I think want to know a little bit about yourself outside work. So what do you do on weekends and holidays? Like, what's your life like?
Sure, yes. Well, at the time of this recording, it is winter here in the Pacific Northwest. And so one of my favorite things to do is go skiing. And so my wife and I have been out a few times, and we've got a skiing trip planned here in a couple weeks as well. We also love hiking. So my wife and I get out there with our dogs, and we get them out on the trail. And anything with water, mountains is perfectly fine with us. Anything that's nature and honestly just away from a computer screen. I do love my work as a cybersecurity professional, but I enjoy that time away from the screen when I don't have to be there. And then the remainder of my time, honestly, we've got 5 acres here and lots of things to maintain. And so I'm becoming quite the outdoorsman and handyman, keeping and maintaining this property.
I think another reason for this question is how do you kind of unwind yourself and be ready for taking up the next big challenge, right? Is it fair to say that these hikes and doing the other tasks that you mentioned over the weekend helps a lot, or what else would you recommend?
It does, yeah. I think it's important to maintain that. People talk about work-life balance, and we often don't really talk about what that means. To me, it's maintaining a degree of separation between what I do with my work and having some time that just gets me away from that. And so the most important advice I give folks is do anything that keeps you in the moment. Do the thing that doesn't have you thinking about that lingering problem that you didn't fix on Friday afternoon and you're going to have to get back to it on Monday. Like, get away from those things. And so for me, that's nature, it's exercise, it's, those are the types of things that I truly enjoy that help me be in the moment and enjoy my life. And so my advice for others is anything that helps you do that, do it. do it regularly, prioritize it, make it a part of your schedule and your calendar, and you'll definitely see some benefits from it. Burnout is a very real thing in the tech industry, and that I think that's probably one of the leading causes. I would guess is folks just they don't have that ability to get away, and so it feels like you're always on. It feels like you're always at work, and that's just unsustainable for the human condition.
This is very helpful. I think I'm going to try a few of those things because some weekends I end up working. So now I have to make a habit of taking a break. This is helpful. I do want to kind of move to your career and especially the information security space, right? I've been in information security space as well, but I have different reasons why I'm here. But I would love to hear what inspired you to pursue a career in information security.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, from my childhood, I'm one of those the few generations that grew up with computers, or one of the first generations, I should say, that grew up with computers. I don't want to date myself, but the personal computer was fairly new when I was a child, and so I've always been a builder. I've always been drawn to technology, and some of my first professional roles in information technology were supporting building. I was building information systems, and I was doing it for the U.S. federal government and the Department of Defense, and so things just had to be secure. It was kind of the nature of the world that I grew up in, so to speak. And then as I got some more context and I began working a bit more in the commercial space, you realize there's threats everywhere, and of course they've changed, since the early 2000s when I started getting into the space to now, for sure. But certainly, there's great technology out there that people are doing amazing things with. We're curing diseases, we're growing food more efficiently. Banking transactions have become easier and safer. And at the same time, we've given rise to an entire economy that profits from its disruption. And I really feel it empowered to stand between the folks who are using this technology, the cloud and now artificial intelligence. They're using these things for good, so to speak. And I feel motivated to help protect them from these folks who are trying to disrupt it and profit from its disruption. And really, honestly, I think it all boils down for me. I hate bullies. That's really where it's at. And so I kind of see myself as that protector, and I can help securely enable the business, and that drives me to get up and be motivated every single day.
This is awesome. It will be lame if I say the reason why I chose information security, but I'm going to still say it. So I was watching these Hollywood movies, and you see all these hackers trying to be the cool guys. I'm like, wow, that looks really cool. I'm going to try that. And I was showing your profile to a bunch of my team members, engineers. I was telling them I'll be talking to you. One thing that caught their attention was you were with U.S. Marine, and what kind of inspired you to go down this path, or in general, if someone else is watching this and they want to get inspired, like how this transition looks like from a career angle, what would you say?